What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Beers and. Today, we're going to be talking about beers
and
and wheels.
On the bus, they go round and round.
Ooh, nice callback.
Thanks.
How was the delay that time?
I think what's
Did
funny
I time
is
it properly?
I think so, but I think what's funny is that I'm mentally prepping for the delay as well. So you and I are just going and wheels. Okay,
That's great.
good.
That's great.
Oh, boy.
Welcome in, everyone, to another remote episode. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Nick, what's going on, man?
You know, I'm having a time. I realized that our last episode, when you asked me, I'm pretty sure that my response was bitchy, and I am feeling significantly less bitchy now.
That's good to hear.
I'm in a bippity boppity mood. So,
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
we have a bippity boppity beer today, I would say.
Ooh, a bippity boppity beer.
I would say that this qualifies. So we have today from Carton, our first Carton beer. It's called The Hook.
The Hook.
Super excited. Citra Pale Ale with Vic's Secret.
Ooh, I didn't even realize it had with Vic. I didn't read it, so I heard you say with Vic's Secret, so I thought Vicks as in Vicks Vapor Rub. That's an interesting addition
that would be
a beer flavor. Ooh.
That would be intense.
I'm excited about this guy.
Yeah, really, really cool. We haven't had Vic's Secret, I don't think. That's a new one for us.
Is it
Vic's Secret hops?
Oh, it's a type of hop.
Yes.
I'm woefully underqualified to be part of a beer podcast. I think
that's what you got me for.
I think that's exactly what it is. I've got you.
That's what you got me for.
I kept thinking to myself, I was like, who's this guy Vic? And why the hell's his secret so goddamn special?
Yeah. Citra and Vic's Secret in a pale ale, not our normal style of beer.
This is going to be a fun one because, again, the beauty of, not being professional, being that we are remote, we try to coordinate beers. Alex said to me, he goes, they've got Icarus by you, I assume. I go, yeah, absolutely. They definitely have Icarus. There's no way that they don't. This will be fine. I walk in and the guy was like, we don't have Icarus in right now. We won't get our next shipment until Wednesday. I was like, you got to be kidding me right now.
That's so weird too.
And I ran through the myriad of beers that
many choices.
Oh, an infinite number, some might say. Too many. Except for the one we needed. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Too bad. But hey, we got Carton. Carton actually is brewed right where we grew up, pretty much.
Right. I believe it's technically in Middletown.
Is it? It's either that or the Highlands.
It is Atlantic Highlands.
The Atlantic Highlands. So right down the road, pretty much from Nick and I, where we grew up for quite some time.
Yeah, you can check my I've been doing research for a forthcoming, hopefully, podcast about New Jersey serial killer, in fact, who killed someone in Atlantic Highlands. So there you go. Fun.
We always tie it back to Jersey.
We always do. We always have to.
Yep, you're right. We do have to.
I saw a bumper sticker today, not to cut you off. I saw a bumper sticker when I was on my way home just now, and I couldn't figure it out, but it said, it was a Star Wars theme, but it said, like, if New York is the empire, then New Jersey is what is the other side? Not the alliance.
The rebellion.
The rebellion, I guess, or whatever. And some
I don't know. I don't watch Star Wars.
I don't know. Some bumper sticker that basically said I'm a virgin. I don't know. Something like that.
Fair enough. So let's get into the beer.
Yeah, let's do it.
And also we're gonna get into the question.
Oh, what do we got today?
So I want to know, in your mind, this is totally objective.
Mm-hmm.
What would be another great invention that you would say is like on the level of the wheel?
Ooh, man, what is another invention that could be on par with?
And there's so many. Like, I mean, even modern times, like you could cheap out and say like computer or cell phone.
No, what's actually kind of funny is that the first thing that had kind of jumped to mind was actually like the pulley, and the pulley system.
The pulley. Oh, like
like actually like the pulley system and figuring out like, okay, there's an apex point and basically, the pulley for like leverage. Then I'll say that, or I'll even say like the pump, like the water, how they figured out how to get like water pumping.
Okay,
I think those are pretty impressive.
that's a good one.
Yeah. Why? What jumped to mind for you?
Damn, you know, I normally I have my answer before you ask me, and today I don't.
Oh.
So you know, like steamers, like the
Ooh.
not, you know, not an iron, but like an actual steamer. Like that's
I
kind of cool. Maybe not on par with the wheel. That's not on par with the wheel.
No, but I mean, so to me or for me, an invention must simplify life to
Okay,
one degree or another. So to me, a steamer is a good way at simplifying things, especially because I'm a
sure.
bad ironer. Like I would never wait for the iron to heat up all the way. And when I would click the steam option, it would just spurt out water and I
Water.
would get
Yep.
like a wet spot on my, on my shirt then. And then I hit the age where I said, I'm not gonna iron at all. So
And now we got steamers. You know, all right. I'll go. I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to go old school. Eli
yeah.
Whitney. I'm going to say the cotton gin.
Ooh, that is a good one.
That's a
Absolutely.
yep. That's a solid one.
I like a good loom, if anything. Can't go wrong with a loom.
Whenever I think about looms, I always think about that scene from Wanted with Angelina Jolie. You ever see that movie
I don't
where she
think so.
could
No.
curve the bullet?
I'm familiar, I think, with the scene because it's been like spoofed so many times, but there was a
Okay.
loom in that.
Yeah. So like it's all about these people being like readers of cloth, essentially. And there's like overs and unders in the threading. And that's how they get people's names of who's going to be the next wanted person.
Oh.
It's kind of strange. But in the movie, there's a scene where he's in front of a loom and there's like a capsule with a message going back and forth.
Oh.
And he has to reach in and grab it, but this thing has like chompers on it. You've seen them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how like
So
most industrial accents happen.
He kept fucking up his hand.
Oh, I just
Good
love
movie.
this. I just love the statement, and I think you and I are going to talk off mic later because I think it's about time that we break into TikTok, and I want the clip of you saying, "Whenever I think about looms, I think about the
Angelina
movie,
Jolie.
Angelina Jolie," because often we find ourselves thinking about looms.
Quite often. That was a good answer.
Oh,
Both
God.
of us good answers.
I think so.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, sir. Happy Monday. Clink.
Very summery.
Ooh, that is really nice.
Hello, fiance. Very summery.
Hello.
Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice. Hello, Christina.
I've still never seen that movie and totally should.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, I think so. Rubs the
And
lotion
me of
on
all
the
people,
skin.
I love all that suspense horror.
I become one of those people that you don't want to be at the movie theater with during that movie. I'm not giving anything away, but at one point in time, it shot through night vision goggles, and I'm the person that's yelling at the screen, going, "He's behind you! Turn around! Turn around!"
Are you that guy?
So it gives me so much anxiety.
We don't go to the movies.
I only go
More.
for like, if I was just talking with my sister about this. When I go to the movies, it is the only time where I drink soda. And because I treat myself. So it happens once or twice a year. This beer, however, I could have significantly more often than once or twice. It's
very summery.
A lot of times, even when we have something with Citra hops, I don't always, there's the citrus element, but I don't think I could ever really pinpoint like, okay, this is one citrus fruit more than the other. This has a really distinct like lime flavor coming through for me.
You know what it is? It's the Vic's secret.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a little bit of like there's like a pininess and an herbiness to it. Herbaceousness to it.
I like that. I just
Vic's secret.
Also, I think like herbaceous.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds like the way like someone might describe like the donk,
You think?
Girl was herbaceous. Absolutely. Fell in love with this girl at the club. She was herbaceous.
Okay. I'm on board.
Yeah, so am I. This is
pretty good.
This is very, very good.
It's very tasty.
Super crisp.
You're right. There is kind of like a limey-ness to it.
I'm not getting any of that kind of like bitter, sort of like dry
aftertaste. No.
Either, which is really impressive.
It's pretty hazy for a pale ale.
It is. It is. And I guess again,
What's the ABV?
it's about a 5.5.
5.5.
5.5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 20 IBUs.
Yes. So let's see here. So it doesn't matter what we brew as long as we mix wheat and Citra. That makes us feel will convey some juicy notes or fruit impression. To confuse the issue, we will add some pleasant yeast from far away, plus some Vic's Secret for good measure. No matter how much we resist the bond, some dry hopping causes our resolve to break, because the hops bring us back on what they on that we can rely. The hops bring us back. I don't know if I just read that in a really like this is my first time with English, but maybe I should have done it like iambic pentameter, and that would have worked then.
Wait, what does that mean?
Iambic pentameter?
Is it just like
yeah, I believe that's it has to do with like timing and beats and whatnot.
Interesting. I've heard that before, but I didn't know what it meant.
We haven't had a party foul in a while, so let's just assume that that's going to be
that
a party
might be
foul.
one.
Yeah, I'm going to say
that's
really
good, man.
I'm super impressed. It's the perfect. This is also like the perfect time of year for this.
Yeah,
it's getting me real stoked for summer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after
last couple days,
after whatever shit show's about to happen tonight around us.
I know, right? What's going on today, dude?
I got a warning that I never get.
You did?
Specifically from the police department saying that, because we usually, knock on wood, we usually actually don't flood, despite how close I am, to both the lake and the ocean.
Super.
Yeah. They sent it out saying that we, to expect flooding in certain places. Yeah, which is going to be kind of interesting. So, we're going to make sure that I get everything all nice and edited and posted this evening, rather than running out of electricity later on tonight.
Definitely. That would be terrible.
After all the running around too, and you being, Alex has been the most patient of co-hosts with me, not only this past week, but today in particular.
Yeah, it's really not so bad.
I'm coming off a wedding weekend. What do you get?
You're about to be coming off another one.
I know. And that's just to go right back into another one too.
Yeah.
This is going to be great.
Very great. I am going to say that I would love to put this beer over a 4, but I feel like I can't. So I'm going to give it pretty close.
Okay.
And I'm going to say like 3.89.
Can I, before I give my rating, can I ask why you feel that you can't give over a 4?
Because there's qualities of it that are missing that I would like. And I think it's just personal preference.
Okay.
Because I acknowledge that this is a really good beer. Mm-hmm. But personally, I can't rank it that high because I think it's missing a little bit more complexity with the flavor profile. And I'm not looking for like anything fancy.
Yeah.
Just like maybe more Vic's Secret.
Okay.
Like I know it's not an IPA.
Right.
But that's my reasoning.
Okay. All right. I'm actually going to go, I think, considerably higher. Excuse me, higher than you. I'm actually like around a 4.3, 4.4. Like this is.
Oh, wow.
I am really, really
it is really good. I mean, it's super smooth, super crisp, like you said. Mm-hmm. I really do get that pininess from the Vic's Secret, and I really like it a lot. It goes super well with the Citra.
I think I can understand where you're coming from, and I don't know if it's because of the Citra and some of the Vic's Secret, where I can almost want maybe like, interestingly enough, almost like a salt element to it. And I don't know if that's just because I'm picking up on the lime and I'm thinking margarita, perhaps.
I'm always thinking margarita.
I'm always thinking margarita.
That's my secret.
But I love this. This might actually be one of, out of the roughly what now, 40 some odd, 50 some odd beers we've tried. This, for me, it could probably be maybe top 5. Like this is a
wow.
I'm really, really liking this. Really liking this.
We're gonna do that one day. We're gonna do a top 5.
We're gonna have to. Have to. We are coming up on number 50 soon. So
we certainly are, which means cocktails.
Time doth flies when you're drinking beer.
That's true.
And I'm okay with it.
Let's
I'm okay
why
with
don't we
it.
spin right on over to the wheel?
Let's go for it,
I'm gonna kick us off.
please.
I'm gonna go first. And I would like to talk about what is very synonymous when you say the first wheel,
Mhm.
the first wheel.
Yeah. Do we have any? Yeah. I'm curious. How do you even find the first wheel?
So interestingly enough, there were a lot of stories across many websites, but they all matched up, which I loved because that doesn't always happen. Like I
No.
found that when we research things, sometimes I find information somewhere, but I always like to double check because I have come across some, like contradictions.
Right.
So all the way back in 3500 BC in lower Mesopotamia, which would like be modern day Iraq,
Right.
the wheel was invented.
Huh.
The first wheel for transport. There was
Oh.
actually another wheel, the first ever wheel, all the way back in 5500 BC. So 2000 years before that, but it was a potter's wheel.
Oh.
So that was the
Okay.
first actual wheel. So I found that in between readings as like a cool little, that might have been on Smithsonian actually, so as like a cool little note. But I want to talk about the first wheel.
Yeah. Please. Like I've got. I'm gonna try and avoid doing that thing, which is asking questions, because that actually makes for a very bad podcast.
That's okay.
So
I'm
gonna
gonna
let
stop
you.
pausing.
No. Please.
First, so the first wheel for transport. What we think about now when we think about that. So I would say when we've seen it, typically it's made out of stone, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be like a flashback in a cartoon or in a movie or whatever.
Mhm.
But believe it or not, the first wheel was actually wood. So it was two solid discs of wood connected by a wooden axle. Now, I feel like a lot of people don't think about this, but the wheel was really only a thing because of the axle. So they work more in tandem than people realize. And like I feel like the axle doesn't get enough credit. That's not what we're talking about today.
Huh.
So I'm gonna keep going with the wheel.
We're not talking about the axle. Fuck the axle.
You're right. It comes in part, it comes in play, but not today. So it was only in like 2000 BC, so 1500 years later, that they realized that they could hollow out the discs to make them lighter, and easier to travel. And I actually didn't realize that even later than that, they came up with a fixed axle. So it like positioned the back wheels so they were stationary, so they didn't like wobble around like one of those little things we used to sit on in PE,
Oh yeah.
and all the
Oh my
wheels turn.
God.
So right.
Yes.
So instead of all the wheels turning, the back wheels stayed. They were fixed.
Huh.
So obviously this was like huge. The wheel. It helped us in many ways. It was pivotal. So there were two major advances in like two areas. The first one obviously was transport. So, wheels began to be used on carts, on battle chariots, which was really cool. Actually, there was this really interesting bit of information I found. Oh man, on a chariot in an ancient Chinese dynasty, sometime in between the potter's wheel and the like the travel wheel,
Yeah.
let's say. And they had a compass on it. And this was the first use of gears.
Oh my
And the
God.
compass always pointed south
Oh.
on this chariot, like this battle chariot.
Yeah.
I thought that was the coolest thing.
Huh. I wonder what that'd be an interesting actually episode to begin with, just on compasses. But like, I wonder what then made it
Compasses.
change. Huh. I wonder
Yeah,
if
I
it's
didn't
one of,
get too far into it.
well, I wonder if it's one of those things where perhaps, we were utilizing, and by we, I mean like humankind or whatever, we're already maybe familiar with utilizing the North Star. So it was like, okay, so if we always know where north is, maybe it would be
Better
beneficial
to
to
know where
then,
south is.
yeah, like it'd be
I like
easier to,
that.
let's run with it.
I
Why
like
not?
that. Interesting.
Who's going to
So
tell us we're wrong?
no one, because they'd be wrong.
Unless you wanted to, and you could do so by emailing us at beersandpodcast@gmail.com. You
We
can,
love to know when we're wrong.
we'd love to know when we're wrong. You can hit us up on Twitter at beersand1, or on Instagram at Beers and Podcast.
Definitely. And come watch us on YouTube
And
at Beers
YouTube.
and Podcast. Hit the like button, leave a comment. It really helps the
Oh,
channel.
God. Wow. All right. That was a really roundabout way of getting there. Sorry.
Definitely. So the other area that Wheels helped in would be the mechanization of agriculture and also craft industries. So like animal traction and crop irrigation in agriculture. And then just a quick example for the craft industry would be, so this is, I kind of went like a way for this, but the centrifugal force of the wheel
Yeah.
is the basis for the design of the windmill, which obviously eventually led to many, many things.
Yeah. Huh. I feel like it's interesting because even with some of those dates in my mind, I know that they're a long time ago, and yet I almost feel like it should be longer.
You would think, right?
Yeah. So is it the fact that we have evidence? Meaning that have we found like artifacts and like been able to like carbon date them, and that's what it is?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were able to. Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization.
Right.
That's where they found. That's where they found all of the wheels that I read about. That's where they found them all.
I love this kind of stuff. Like that's like the mysteries of humanity, and that.
Right.
So I wonder how long. So I would have to look this up, or have to look this up. So if we can date the first travel wheel to, we said 5500 BC, right?
The first potter's wheel. 5500 BC. The first travel wheel was 3500.
Right. So I'm wondering, or I'm curious, how long before were we like, trotting around out in, Mesopotamia before?
For how long? Right.
For how long? Like, when do we, have the oldest, living, like, when can we date the oldest living human being?
We'd probably have to go episode on Neanderthals.
Yeah. Well, and even then, technically, we're Homo sapiens sapiens.
Right.
Which is
so even before that, pretty much.
Huh.
Which then we're treading into waters that nobody knows anything about.
No. So, which means, again, no one can tell us that we're wrong.
I like that. One more quick note on the first wheel.
Yeah.
Like, let's just appreciate how innovative this was, because this was created not resembling anything in nature. So whomever created it, this was a new idea, a new color. Let's say this was a new color. So like, things that have been like created, I guess, or like, how can I describe this? Like it.
Well, no, I mean, I understand what
you
you're saying.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like there are so many other, when you had asked me before about the pulley system, like you can look in, let's say, like at a spider and see the way maybe that like a spider goes ahead and is able to, but you're
or
right.
Vines on a branch.
Exactly. Like, yeah, but the only thing I could equate it to would be like a rock, let's say, like rolling down a hill. But even then, that's a sphere as opposed to something that is circular, like you wouldn't call a sphere a circle. They're two totally different things.
Bingo. I think it all comes down to the axle.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, still, fuck the axle. That's another episode.
Nah, it's not even getting an episode.
No, it's not even gonna get one.
Not unless it's about Axl Rose.
And even then, I'm gonna say, like,
not getting an episode.
Much like Chinese democracy, you're gonna have to wait at least 30 years for an episode on Axl Rose. So
that's worthy of a mic drop.
Thank you so much. Flash forward a whole bunch of time to something completely not consequential as the actual like invention of the wheel itself.
Oh, fun.
But to Hot Wheels. That's what I started with over here.
Dude, okay. When I was little, I had like a tote, a giant plastic tote filled with Hot Wheels.
Absolutely.
I was obsessed. Next time you see my mom, probably at my wedding, ask her.
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, ask her.
It's funny now that I'm putting these together in my head. I think it might have been your question from your last episode or our last episode where you had said, you were like, what's something that you had liked when you were younger and maybe not as much now? And you had said cars, and how you were like,
Yeah.
I was really into them. And then kind of like, as time went by, faded out. I think that a lot of my, very similar, like my love from cars totally came from Hot Wheels as a kid.
Yeah.
I loved my Hot Wheels cars, and oh, they were the greatest.
They're so cool.
So they were first introduced in May of 1968
wow.
by Elliot Handler and Jack Ryan, not to be confused with Jack Ryan or of the series by any means.
Yeah.
So what happened was that Handler had saw his son playing with Matchbox cars, and he had worked for Mattel and thought like we could easily go ahead and come up with a competitor and a much better one. So when they were first released, the first series is known as the original Sweet 16. And 11 of those designs came from a man by the name of Harry Bentley Bradley, which already sounds like a super, upper crust sort of name to begin with. So he was a famous like concept car designer, like from the auto industry to begin with. Yeah, so like some of the concept cars, like you may have seen at one point.
That's awesome.
It's called like the Dodge Diora, which was a pickup truck sort of concept, and went ahead and had designed like the C series for like Chevy pickup trucks and the
wow, really?
yards. Oh yeah, like so this guy was like legit. And even then, while Mattel was already making tracks, car tracks, this is really where like Hot Wheels, or how they managed to take off. Hot Wheels offered something different in that the car's wheels were made wide and of a hard plastic. So as a result, there was less friction on the tracks, and therefore they went significantly faster. The toys were a huge success. Science, bitch. I've never watched an episode of Breaking Bad in my life. Oh,
that's a lie.
Good.
Just one.
So I was going to say, I think just one.
Just the first one.
Yep. Same. Perfect. We may have been together. Probably. Nope. Maybe not now. Okay.
Nope.
So again, the toys were a huge success right off the bat. And that original designer, Harry Bentley Bradley, didn't think they were going to be. So he left Mattel, he quit and went back to go and work in the auto industry, despite the fact that, again, these things turned out to be hits. And he wound up recommending a friend, this guy, Ira Guilford, who had just left Chrysler. So, and this guy Guilford then wound up working for Mattel and designing Hot Wheels cars for decades to come.
With all the ones we loved, probably.
Oh my God. And I had to stop really early on because, for one thing, it is a robust Wikipedia page. It is a super,
I'm sure
it is super robust.
Because there's so much. There's Hot Wheels games. There's, Hot Wheels has cameos and lots of things.
Everything. The list of merchandise and video games even that exist with Hot Wheels is staggeringly long, unfathomable, I think, to one degree or another. So by 1970, so just within 2 years, they had been so successful that they had ran on a new advertising campaign that was just "Go with the winner," which I think is such a ballsy campaign to run with here. So while these Hot Wheels were made for kids, beginning in the 1990s, the mid to late 90s, they had really started to become popular with adults and collectors. And it really started with this whole idea of the treasure hunt. So they had started to release this series every year of essentially special cars, and it started off where they would have a green line somewhere on them. I
remember this.
I do too. Yep, a green line on them. And most recently they changed over to where now there's a flame somewhere on the logo itself.
Oh.
So for reference, the average kid, how many Hot Wheels do you think the average kid has?
400.
Lower, much lower.
Okay, I highballed it. 100, 150.
Okay, it's actually 41.
That's it.
Low, yeah.
I
think
had
that- I don't
way
know.
more than that.
I don't. They might be going by like international standards, perhaps. So not to say that that's the case. When you said 4, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna get this. 41. The average adult collector has over 1,500.
That sounds
on
more right.
Average, significantly more. A lot of the appeal is really due to the fact is that they're low in price to start getting yourself into it.
Yep.
However, they obviously can go up. So in 2000, the most expensive Hot Wheel car was put up for auction and sold. Any, at least according to, the research I had done.
Did we hit 6 digits? No way.
No, we didn't.
33.
Just about a little bit more than double that.
Oh wow, really? 68?
$70,000.
Damn.
$70,000.
That's pretty good. Which one was it?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I want to say that it might have been one of. I think it was an early.
Was it Gravedigger?
No, it was one of their early VW bus knockoffs.
All right, I'm gonna look another time.
Yeah. We'll come back around. I definitely will look for that too, because I was going to, and then again I realized.
I could picture so many of them. There was one looked like a snake. One, there was
oh my god!
Skull and bones on
was
it.
The yellow snake. It was yellow and green.
It changed color in the water.
Yes. I gotta go back. I think my parents might still have them somewhere, maybe in there.
That'd be cool.
In their treasure trove. And I had the box, of course, where they used to all go into their individual.
Little briefcase, whatever it is.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Back to our last show.
Absolutely.
Go watch Briefcases if you
gotta watch Briefcases.
YouTube, Beers and Podcast.
Listen to it. Whatever you got to do, just do it already. But I loved my Matchbox car. I'm sorry, my Hot Wheels so much, so much. So so that's I tried to keep it sweet, short and sweet on Hot Wheels, because otherwise it could be an entire episode easily.
That brings me back, man. Okay, I want to talk about something that you and I are very familiar with, and we've won and lost a lot of money playing roulette, because there is a roulette wheel and it matters.
It does.
It matters.
It is the ultimate game of chance.
We have played many around on Royal Caribbean cruise lines, and
oh my god,
also in the great city of Atlantic,
the greatest of Atlantic cities. There was one year, if I must, I don't know if you remember this. There was one year that we had gone down to AC for a combo birthday, and we were drinking martinis very early in the day.
I was just thinking about this today.
Oh yeah, and I just remembered that the next morning I was down for the count very, very early.
We both went to bed very early.
And I woke up the next day and I had a $250 voucher. And I was like, where did this come from? They were like, you won that playing video roulette all night. I was like, really? They're like, yeah. I was like, great. I'm not nearly as embarrassed that I passed out at 10 o'clock.
Sometimes you gamble better when you're
not conscious.
Yeah. Because, you just you lose your inhibition. You're just go for it.
Hush, just click.
It's fine. So roulette was invented in 18th century France. Roulette actually means little wheel in French.
Oh,
bet you didn't know that.
I didn't. I like that.
So it was actually likely devised. It's a mixture of a game wheel and this Italian game called Biribi. Biribi.
I've never heard of it before.
Biribi.
Yeah, Biribi. Yeah.
Biribi.
Or Biribi.
Right. So it's an older Italian game that was actually outlawed in 1837. It was banned. And it consisted of a board, but instead of 1 through 36, it was 1 to 70.
Oh.
And the players would get paid out 64 to 1. if your number hit.
Oh,
But
shit.
apparently it was very like there was a lot of collusion in this game. So like,
Shocking. An Italian game of chance that resulted in corruption and
right?
collusion.
Seriously.
How completely unlike our people.
So there was like so the banker, instead of the spinner, there was a banker, and the banker had a bag full of like banknotes, and they would pull out a note, and whatever note it was would be the number. And if you backed that number, then you won.
Huh.
But apparently it was played for very, very low stakes. And it like
Yeah.
wasn't really a thing. But they banned it probably because of the collusion. So roulette, the form that we're familiar with, has been around since about 1796
Wow.
with very, very little moderations to the rules. There's actually a couple of different versions of roulette. So we play American roulette.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a variation.
Yeah, so it's 000 for us. There's actually a European or French roulette, which would be single zero. And then I believe the Hotel Sands, the Casino Sands, has their own roulette. So it's called Sands Roulette. And there's a 000. So you have 000 and 000
But
in
still
Sands Roulette.
But still 1 through 36.
Everything else is the same.
Really?
That doesn't change across any roulette version there is.
Interesting. Okay.
So 1 to 36, we play American. So 000, which are green. And at the top of the board by the wheel, that's where the green is. So sometimes people call it the basket. So you can play like 000, 1, 2, 3, all with one chip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you ever see that?
Yeah, I have. I've never played it, but
yeah.
that
Sometimes
makes
people
sense.
play that, or like people play. If you haven't seen it, just go look it up. It's kind of hard for me to describe. Besides, it's like three rows of numbers, 1 to 36, with 000 at the bottom, red and black numbers. So you can like play. You play inside or outside. Nick, what do you like to play? Inside or outside?
I don't usually play so much inside or outside. Usually what I'll play is black. I'll usually play second 12. And
okay,
then,
so you like to play outside?
Yeah, I usually play outside, but
outside
then
the board.
But then I split a whole bunch in the middle because I'm a
my man
degenerate. Yeah, because like I've got to make sure that I've got at least, because like 14 and 10 are close to one another. So usually I'll split 14 and 10. That's split good. Sometimes then 16, 18, 4. Yeah, like I've got a whole like system, if you will.
So if you've never gambled before, roulette is very superstitious based. It's based on numbers, but you could play, I said, inside or outside. So you could play in on the numbers or outside on like the percentages, essentially. Red or black, even rod, 1 to 12, 12 to 24, 25 to 36, or sorry, 13 to 24. And there's also the
odd or
what are
even.
the ones on top? There's the 2 to 1 on each row. Like the whole row, 3, 6, 9, all the way.
Yep.
There's a lot of ways to play.
I usually try to hedge my bets, whereas like I'll put the most amount of money usually on a color, then I'll kind of go down one and I'll play like odd or even, or I usually put the most amount on either red or black. Then I'll put, let's say I'll usually do maybe like 20 black, 20 even. Then maybe I'll play like 10 on second 12. And then on the inside, usually I'll play like another like 20 or $30.
So you're trying to cover the board without covering the board.
Exactly. Each hand usually runs me about $80, which is $80 to $100, which again, I don't make that kind of money. I don't need to be betting that much, but
not per 5 seconds. No, you don't.
No, not at all. Not at all.
See, so you can, all right, I'm gonna let you know a little secret.
Oh, buddy.
You can tell how I'm doing at the casino depending on how I'm playing roulette.
Yeah.
If you see me playing on the inside, and when I play on the inside, I'm like Nick, except on steroids. All over the board, stacks, playing corners, playing halves, whatever. If I'm playing inside, then that means that I've not gambled any money.
Yep.
And I just sat down at a roulette table.
Absolutely.
If I'm playing outside with anything like more than nickels, then I'm sorry, anything less than quarters,
Yeah.
assume that I lost money and I'm trying to make it back.
The best part is that the number of times you and I have walked into a casino and the first thing you'll do is, let's go hit the roulette table. What are we going to do? I don't know. You usually go one of two ways. You're like, we're going to put $50 on black, or it's going to be, we're going to put $20 on 18 and we're just going to go and we're going to run for it. And it's like,
that's right.
Okay, let's go.
Sounds good.
Let's go. Oh yeah. I think I told you this last time when we were in Vegas that the cocktail waitress had come around at one point and she just goes, why don't I just keep bringing you vodka sodas every time? So I won't stop. I'll just ask you. Meanwhile, there I am like a decrepit old lady where I'm like, yeah, that sounds wonderful. Absolutely. Yeah, there we go. We've got another one. Don't let me miss.
Nicotine.
Oh,
you sound
God. Yeah.
You sound like what? Yeah, you sound
with
like
the masks down around our chins because you could still smoke in the casinos, but you still had you still had to wear a mask.
Right, sure.
Yeah. Because
makes total sense.
God Almighty.
Anyway,
love roulette.
Good times playing roulette, man. Wouldn't trade those times for anything except for the money I lost.
Except for the money we lost. I've got another game here.
Okay.
It's referred to as America's favorite game show, Wheel of Fortune.
So glad I didn't do this.
Oh, so when you had said before,
very
you're like,
close.
I've got a game and I've got a toy, and I was like, oh God, I've done game and toy also. So Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune was first created by Merv Griffin, again, famous, creator of game shows in US TV history, and it first premiered in 1975. Although the current version that's in syndication that we know about, it first debuted in September of 1983. So he came up with this idea. Merv Griffin came up with the idea when he was thinking back to like long family road trips, and him and his sister used to play hangman all the time. So the producers, when he had pitched it, they were like, it needs to have some sort of like a hook, rather than just the hangman aspect of things. So they actually went and had consulted with an executive from Caesar's Palace about the construction of a wheel and actually like building out the wheel and how that would kind of work, much like roulette to one degree or another.
Kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
Except the ball is stationary.
Exactly. So the pilot, they did a test pilot first in 1973 under the name Shopper's Bazaar. Because the game has changed over the years. Like, I don't know if you would really not you would remember, but I think they had changed it much sooner than like we might remember. But what used to wind up happening was that the amount of money that someone would win, there would be like a stage like full of prizes that you would then like use that money to then like go ahead and like buy like an actual prize.
Oh, interesting.
And it would always be like a different, like a lower price. Like you weren't paying like face value for it or anything like that. So that's the way that it used to wind up going. So the show was originally actually hosted by, they had actually like a prime time and a daytime version of the show. Yeah. And it used to be hosted by Chuck Woolery. So the guy that did like the dating game. We'd be back in 2 and 2.
Yep.
And he used to host it, except for one episode that was hosted by Alex Trebek, of all people, had hosted one of these episodes. Of course. Before Pat Sajak wound up coming on as the host.
Which was, do you have that?
1983.
1983.
Yep.
Wow.
They originally didn't want him to host because he had been the like weather guy for a local like news affiliate, and the like TV executives had thought at first like, oh, he's just like a local guy. We don't have like, he's not gonna be able to play to like a national audience. And basically what wound up happening was like producers said that they would walk away. Interestingly enough, they were like, if you don't bring him on, like we're done. We're not going to do it then. So like people went up to bat for Pat Sajak.
Wow.
So Vanna White then, she didn't actually wind up joining the the group, if you will, or like joining the show until December of like 1982. What happened was that, so she was formerly a contestant in the Miss Georgia pageant in 1978. And she made her first like TV appearance in 1980. However, not as the co-host of the show, but she was a contestant on The Price is Right. So yeah, like
Wait, she was a contestant on The Price is Right?
Yep, before she was ever like the Vanna White that we know her.
I love that
today. Yeah, she didn't make it past like what is it called? Contestants Row, like where they got a bid.
Yeah,
she never made it past that, but still, like that was where they had first, gotten her from. So she won the chance after the former host of the show, woman by the name of Susan Stratford, had like left, and it got down to 3 finalists. One of them was like a former like Playboy playmate, and another woman, and then like Vanna White. And it turned out that they thought like Vanna was the one that like did the letters the best. Like she was the one who seemed to be able to, I don't know.
Oh, really?
I guess so. Like that's the way they said it.
She
like,
does have a nice little, like bing,
bing, and that was, don't forget, back in the day too, they used to have to spin them. It was like,
oh, that's right. Oh, wow.
Spin them. Yep.
So
So her popularity actually led to something that was known as like Vanamania, where everybody just like fell in love with her as a result. So interestingly enough, she holds the Guinness World Record for most frequent clapper. At the time that it was awarded, I know. At the time that it was
Guinness,
awarded,
we're really just giving them out at this point.
Giving them all out. Well, and
I'll
sometimes
clap long
you gotta
enough for an award. I'll start clapping right now.
Well, this was given to her in 2013. Okay, this is given to her in 2013. How many times over the course of 30 seasons do you think it is estimated that she clapped?
Some obscene amount of times, because each time isn't just one clap, it's multiple claps.
So you can either give me the total amount, or they broke it down then by show. How many claps even then by show?
Per show?
Per show.
She probably claps about 200 times a show.
Triple that.
600 times a show.
They said that they believed that she had clapped 3,480,864 times, which works out to be 606 claps per show.
I wonder how many calories that is.
I mean, she looks fit. So, I guess she looks
Is that
phenomenal.
the secret? Just clap? I'm just going to walk around clapping all day.
Let me tell you, she fills out Vera Wang better than I ever could. So,
fair enough.
So it is the longest running, or one of the longest running TV shows in TV history. And at the start of the 39th season, which was in September of 2021, Pat Sajak became the longest running game show host in history, surpassing Bob Barker of The Price is Right. And then so over that time, it has become like regularly aired to 90 million Americans. It's given away over $200 million in cash and prizes. And it spurred a number of spinoffs. I wrote, around the world, from Australia and Brazil to Denmark, the Philippines, and Vietnam. So it's known all over the place. And this fun little tidbit, the original theme song was called Big Wheels, and it was composed by TV dad Alan Thicke. So the guy that was
wait, really?
Alan Thicke has actually, like, he started his career as like a jingle and theme songwriter.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
that is a fantastic little.
Yep. So Mike Seaver was the writer of the original theme song. Yep. Mike.
Damn it, Nick.
Oh,
that is some good stuff.
So real quick, do you want to play a quick round? Real fast
of the Wheel of Fortune,
a speed round, one of the prize rounds.
Sure.
All right, ready?
I love word games.
All right. We're gonna
Are we
pop
got
on
the
over.
screen share? Here we go.
Yes, I do. You know I do. Oh,
Sign in with SSO there, buddy.
oh, there we go. I'm already signed in. Okay.
Not according to Zoom.
You got it? You can see?
Toss up challenge.
Here we go. Ready?
I'm so not ready.
Let's see what happens. Play now.
Oh, they're giving away at
Okay.
home.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. So this is phrase. Id. Oh God. This is
What?
It's
You got it?
5 o'clock
Oh,
somewhere.
that's easy.
And if there was ever a more appropriate,
Dude.
if there was ever
Wait,
a
that's
more
hysterical, first off.
appropriate line. We'll
Do you
try
know
one
what
more?
threw me?
Which
Yeah.
one?
Do you know what threw me for the biggest loop?
The second apostrophe?
Apostrophe.
Me too.
I was like, what?
We'll try one more, yeah?
I was like, it's 5 O'Connor's.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't even know what it could have
Derrieres?
been. All right, let's do one more.
All right, I'm ready.
Ooh,
Oh, we got 2 birds.
place.
I didn't even see that before.
Oh,
Oh, I got it.
you got it?
Yep.
Go for
Tropical Oasis.
it. Okay. All right, so you got trouble. All right, let's do a tiebreaker then. So you've got
Okay.
all right.
All right. Best 2 or 3.
So best 2 out of 3. All right, so here we go. And for the grand prize, places.
Places again.
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see.
What? You got it?
I'd like to solve the puzzle. White sandy beaches.
That's a place. Oh, come on. Places should
Woo!
be like the last one. What was the last one?
Woo! That was place. This is places.
Oh, come on.
I just love also
That was good.
Wheel of Fortune because the fact too is that if anybody ever gets a chance, Pat Sajak is the biggest dick in the world sometimes. to some of these-
100%.
I love him
100%.
for it. think he's great.
That's what I thought you were gonna say before, like
Most
when
condescending.
you were gonna say that the people rallied around him. I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, everyone didn't want him because he was a dick.
No,
that's what I
not
thought
at
you
all.
were gonna say.
Nope. People love him. People love him.
Okay, all right. I'm bringing us back to an actual wheel,
All right. What do you got?
and it's a wheel that you're very familiar with because we played with them when we were kids.
Mm.
I want to talk about the
Now I
sit
know.
and spin.
Oh, the sit and spin.
The sit and spin.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
What'd you think I was going to say? No, you know
The-
what? Don't tell me.
The big wheel.
The big wheel.
Like
oh,
a
that's
big-
a good.
like
That's a
big-
good one too. I had one of those.
I thought about that too.
I used to ride
the
that stuff all around Brooklyn.
The sit and spin. Wow.
The sit and spin. Did you have one?
I don't think I
No.
I don't think
Oh,
I did. No, I remember my cousins had one, and I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely playing with that.
Okay. So it was invented in 1973 for a company called Kenner,
Oh,
and it has been causing carpet puke ever since.
oh
can
my
assume.
God. Yes.
I can only assume.
Oh,
So I will say that when I was a kid, I just loved it.
Really?
It was the perfect Alex toy. Minimum effort, immediate results, and you get to spin yourself in a circle however fast you want. Like
you were a
what's-
millennial
what's-
before millennial was a millennial.
Yeah, yeah. What's not okay with that, right? So I spent a lot of time on this thing when I was little, and I always got off nauseous.
Oh yeah.
Every single time. Okay. So looking back, I actually wasn't, I'm not sure what's so appealing about it. And then I stumbled upon this article. So originally I wanted to go into like the history of the toy
Mhm.
and like who invented it and why and all this stuff. But then I found this really funny article. So I wanted to share it with everyone. So I found this on goretro.com and it is titled "The Most Pointless Toy Ever Made,
Yes.
the Sit and Spin."
Yes.
So this was written 8 years ago by Pam, no last name,
I mean,
on
listen,
this site.
Unless
Yeah.
Pam wants to feel the wrath and ire of all of the internet.
No last names then, right?
She's
Exactly.
smart not to put her last name.
So the first line of the article reads, as a child of the 1970s and 80s, I grew up with lots of great classic toys. But there's one toy that I look back on and I still shake my head over, and that's the sit and spin. So apparently, at the time of this article, Play School, who's the current manufacturer of the game or of the toy, it states on its site that the toy encourages balance and coordination.
What?
I would argue that it in fact does quite the opposite of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say no, it doesn't. I would.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
bold
not oriented.
statement.
I'm not oriented or orientated after I've sat on a sit and spin. So first off, I don't understand how that's the branding behind that toy, or at least it was. And then so I went looking when I did my research, and I found a bio on Kohl's.com
Yeah.
for Play School's sit and spin.
Oh my God.
And this is what it says. The Play School sit and spin is sure to be favorite. With a turn of the wheel, your little one twirls and whirls with delight. Fast or slow, this sit and spin offers nonstop fun.
Oh no, it does. It
Like,
offers stop fun.
Yeah, stop fun.
Hard stop fun.
Because as soon as everyone gets nauseous, they're stopping.
Because what's the best idea in the world to give a 4-year-old for their birthday? Let's load them up with cake, ice cream, and candy, and tell them,
yes,
here,
and then throw them on the sit and spin.
Go sit in the middle of the living room and spin for the next roughly 25 to 30 seconds, and then throw up all over the carpet.
I low-key wish I did go into who invented it and why, but this article was so much better.
We'll come back around to be a party foul.
For sure. But I mean, like, realistically, I just bit my tongue.
Oh,
realistically, that it's not practical.
No.
And like, I used to love it. I used to sit on thing and try and spin myself as fast as I could.
Well,
and I knew I was going to get sick.
You remember, because what you would do is you wouldn't just like turn like a steering wheel. You would go ahead and like cross your arms around one another, so you would get that full like you were trying to go ahead and start like a propeller to a goddamn plane. Yes.
There was probably a couple of years where I didn't use the sit and spin, obviously.
Yeah.
Just stop playing with it because I realized I would get sick every time.
Yeah.
And then I saw it later at someone's house. And that day I realized I was too old to ride a sit and spin. Because I just got thrown off.
Is there like an adult you know what? I don't even want to ask that question because I feel like I don't
not need to be an adult version.
No, not at all.
Put them at bars.
That is
charge people $5 to ride them.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh God.
Can you ride this without throwing up?
No. The answer is always no. Oh, God. Dude, I'm dizzy thinking about it. Like,
right?
Terrible.
Like, actually, like, and why was that fun?
No,
for me,
it wasn't. It
was.
Couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. It's because we didn't know any better.
You can't tell 7-year-old Alex that.
Kids are stupid. Kids are not smart.
I'm with you there, buddy.
Oh God.
That was really fun.
Thank you. Oh, it was really fun.
That was really fun.
We had a real time. A real
knee slapper.
Real knee slapper. I could keep going round and round with you on this pun train to hell. But we probably shouldn't do that at all.
I very nearly, before we go, very nearly did a wheel in the sky segment. So it was going to be a journey segment.
Oh, good. I was singing it the entire time in my head. I kept thinking, wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
Great song.
We might have to do like a Wheels Part 2, if anything.
We should just do a journey show.
Actually, I've got an idea for you for another episode.
Okay, good.
We'll chat about it in a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it when we're getting off the air from you fools. So see you later.
Exactly, we will. And we'll be back for another episode. So make sure we'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. All right.
We'll be back.
You know what? I'm not okay with it either. But this is
I'm not okay.
And if you didn't like that and you've got some comments, I encourage you all to sit and spin, as they say.
At us. Spin your reels on that one.
Exactly. So yeah, I guess we'll see you for the next one. Yeah.
For the next one.
All right.
Adios.
Bye.